You are more fragmented than you realize. Something inside you knows that you're meant to be whole, yet here you are seeking love in the arms of another, seeking peace from without, when the wholeness you desire is already within your grasp. I want to share with you what Jung's map to wholeness looks like because the path is beautiful. It takes you through a confrontation with the dark side of the feminine, but ultimately ends in an archetypal union that brings forth a golden center within you. So let's take this journey together, starting with the first point on Jung's map to wholeness. Wholeness is Jung's goal of individuation, which means becoming the truest expression of yourself, and this requires the integration of all parts of ourselves, conscious and unconscious. But there's a catch. According to Jung, one half of your psyche is missing, and that missing half is the anima, your inner feminine. Now you may have heard the term anima before, and know that Jung saw it as the opposite of the shadow, something light and airy. But the truth is much deeper than that, because the anima also holds your denied traits that have real personal power. And so our first step towards wholeness is to acknowledge and confront these denied traits. That's right. Jung believed that we all have a tendency to reject certain traits in ourselves, especially those that are associated with the opposite gender. For men, this means rejecting traits typically seen as too feminine, and for women, this means rejecting traits typically seen as too masculine. In doing this, we fragment our psyche and limit our potential as human beings because the full expression of ourselves requires both masculine and feminine qualities. So this first step on Jung's map to wholeness isn't really about finding the missing half. It's about bringing back home what has always been yours, the traits you have denied. This denial often happens early on in life, especially during childhood, where societal norms and gender roles teach us which traits are deemed acceptable or unacceptable for a boy or a man. What happens then is that we repress certain aspects of ourselves and tuck them away in our unconscious, where they continue to influence us in ways that we're not even aware of. These repressed traits don't just disappear. They show up in other ways, like in our relationships with others, in our emotions, and even in our physical bodies. For example, a man who rejects his need for intimacy and closeness might find himself struggling in his relationships, feeling disconnected, or finding himself in a constant state of conflict with partners who feel neglected. Similarly, he might experience physical symptoms related to stress and lack of emotional connection, like high blood pressure, muscle tension, or digestive issues. These are all signs that something isn't quite right, that there is a disharmony within his psyche. Now, some of you might be thinking, yes, I can relate to that. But how do I go about unearthing these repressed parts of myself? The answer lies in embracing the mystery of the unconscious, a concept introduced by Carl Jung, the renowned psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology. Jung proposed that beneath the surface of our everyday awareness lies a vast and intricate realm of the psyche, the unconscious, which holds the key to our deepest motivations, fears, and desires. This hidden reservoir of psychic energy influences our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in ways we often don't recognize. It's within the unconscious that our repressed traits reside, waiting to be acknowledged and integrated into our conscious personality. But how do we access this hidden part of ourselves? Jung suggested that one way to tap into the unconscious is through the exploration of dreams. Dreams offer a glimpse into the inner workings of the psyche, a language of the soul that speaks directly to the unconscious. By paying attention to our dreams and interpreting their symbolic messages, we can gain insight into our repressed traits and emotions. For instance, if you keep having dreams about flying, it might symbolize a desire for freedom or a need to break free from limitations you've imposed on yourself. Similarly, dreams of being chased could indicate a fear of something from your past catching up to you. Another way to uncover these hidden aspects of ourselves is through the study of active imagination. This involves a form of meditation where we allow our minds to wander freely, exploring the images and thoughts that come to the surface without any judgment or direction. As we immerse ourselves in this state of open exploration, we can gain a deeper understanding of our unconscious mind and the hidden parts of ourselves that have been yearning for expression. So by embracing the journey into the depths of our psyche, whether through dream analysis or active imagination, we can begin to unearth these buried aspects of ourselves. Acknowledging and integrating them allows us to become more whole and complete individuals, bringing us closer to our true potential. The second step on Jung's map to wholeness is shadow integration. Some see shadow work as synonymous with healing, but I see shadow work as a subset of healing, specifically the healing of the masculine wounded healer archetype. I believe that the purpose of shadow work is to heal our wounds and traumas so that we can step fully into our masculinity. Many men remain stuck in the shadow, and it's no wonder why. After all, our shadow contains the darkest parts of ourselves, including repressed emotions, trauma, and our negative traits. It's a daunting task to face these shadows and integrate them into our personality. Yet Jung believed that it was a necessary step towards wholeness. He saw the shadow not as something to be feared, but as a source of immense personal growth and transformation. By confronting our shadow, we can reclaim these hidden aspects of ourselves and integrate them into our conscious personality, leading to a more complete and whole sense of self. Jung also believed that integrating our shadow is a crucial aspect of spiritual development. He saw the shadow as a gateway to our deepest potential, a source of creativity and inspiration. By embracing our shadow, we can tap into a wellspring of energy and wisdom that has been dormant within us. However, the path to shadow integration is not an easy one. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront the darkest parts of ourselves. It's a journey that can lead to profound healing and growth, but it's one that must be undertaken with care and intention. Just as a sculptor chisels away at stone to reveal the beautiful form within, we too must learn to chip away at the layers of our ego and conditioning to uncover the depths of our being. Here's the thing: the feminine doesn't exist outside of you. She exists within you, and it's in your relationship with her that you will discover wholeness. Many men fall into the trap of looking for completion in external sources, like mistaking sexual gratification for true intimacy or seeking validation from others as a substitute for self-acceptance. However, the truth lies in recognizing that the feminine aspect of ourselves is an integral part of our psyche that resides within us. When we turn away from her, rejecting or denying our softer, more nurturing qualities, we only cause further fragmentation within our psyches. Instead, it's through embracing and integrating our inner feminine that we can achieve a sense of wholeness and completeness. This journey of self-discovery and integration is not about seeking someone to complete us. It's about recognizing and appreciating the fullness that already exists within our own being. It's in the embrace of our own inner feminine that we find true healing and balance. When we turn towards her, listen to her wisdom, and allow her to guide us, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and growth. She teaches us the importance of vulnerability, of showing up and being present in our lives. She reminds us of the power of emotional literacy and the strength that comes from embracing our true feelings. As we learn to listen to the whispers of our heart and the intuition of our soul, we become more attuned to the subtle energies around us. We develop a deeper sense of empathy and compassion for ourselves and others. It's through this journey of inner growth and transformation that we discover the richness and depth of our own being. We realize that we were never broken, and that wholeness is not something to be sought after externally, but rather an inner harmony waiting to be discovered. Real masculinity doesn't come from brute force or dominance over others. It comes from within, from a place of internal unity and balance. Think about it. True strength isn't just physical prowess or the ability to dominate. It's the courage to be vulnerable, the wisdom to know when to fight and when to walk away, and the compassion to understand the struggles of others. When we reject our feminine, we lose touch with these essential aspects of ourselves. We become disconnected from our intuition, our empathy, and our capacity for love. Jung recognized this, and he saw the integration of our feminine as a path to greater wholeness and depth as a man. It's time to shed the outdated notion that masculinity is synonymous with toughness or stoicism. True masculinity is a tapestry woven with threads of strength and gentleness, assertiveness and compassion. It's in the harmony of these seemingly contradictory qualities that we discover our deepest power. As men, we have the ability to be both strong and vulnerable, assertive and yielding. We can channel our masculine energy to protect and provide, while also nurturing and caring for those around us. This doesn't make us weak, it makes us whole. So let's embrace the fullness of our nature and strive for wholeness. Let's listen to the whispers of our intuition, tend to the needs of those we love, and stand up for what we believe in with unwavering courage. In doing so, we'll discover a new kind of masculinity, one that's rooted in authenticity, compassion, and strength. A common pitfall many men face in their journey to wholeness is falling into either dominance or submission. Both extremes arise from a lack of emotional literacy and self-awareness. Dominance stems from an unhealthy expression of our masculine energy, a desire to control and subdue both the external world and our own inner turmoil. On the other hand, submission arises from an unconscious attempt to avoid the pain associated with our denied feminine, leading us to outsource our power to external figures. Neither extreme leads to wholeness. Instead, they keep us trapped, the dominant man in a prison of his own making, unable to connect authentically due to his forceful nature. The submissive man, dependent on external validation, loses his sense of self in the process. The path to wholeness lies in the middle, where we can receive guidance without surrendering our inner authority. It's about developing emotional literacy, recognizing and expressing our emotions in a healthy way. When we integrate our feminine, we become more emotionally literate. We open up to a wider range of feelings, including those traditionally seen as weak or inappropriate for men. This emotional depth allows us to connect with ourselves and others on a more meaningful level. It helps us to navigate the complexities of life with greater sensitivity and understanding. But here's the transformative part. As we become more emotionally literate, we become better equipped to regulate our emotions. We learn to sit with discomfort, process our feelings, and express them in a healthy, constructive way. This newfound emotional control enables us to respond to situations with more nuance and care, avoiding the impulsive reactions that often lead to fragmentation. Through this process, we evolve into men who are not ruled by our emotions, but who can harness their power to enrich our lives and relationships. We become whole, authentic men capable of experiencing the full spectrum of human emotion and navigating life with depth and sensitivity. If you're drawn to dive deeper into this journey of wholeness and emotional mastery, I invite you to consider joining me in my course, The Masculine Mystic's Inner Alchemy. In this course, we'll be diving deep into the Jungian concepts of the Anima and the shadow, learning how to integrate these aspects of ourselves to become more whole and complete men. Through guided meditations, journaling exercises, and group discussions, you'll have the opportunity to explore your own inner landscape, uncover your repressed emotions, and integrate them into your conscious personality. Together, we'll embark on a transformative journey, guided by the wisdom of Carl Jung and the transformative power of the masculine mysteries. So if you're ready to step into this incredible journey of self-discovery and healing, click the link below to enroll in the course. Jung believed that our emotions and dreams are like an inner compass, guiding us towards wholeness and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Our dreams speak to us in the language of symbols, offering glimpses into the hidden depths of our psyche. By paying attention to our dreams and the emotions they evoke, we can gain insight into our inner conflicts and the parts of ourselves that need our attention. Our emotions, too, serve as a compass, guiding us towards what truly matters and helping us navigate the complexities of life. When we learn to pay attention to our emotional cues, we can make decisions that are aligned with our values and bring us closer to wholeness. Imagine a life where you feel more connected to yourself and your intuition, where your decisions are guided by wisdom, and where your dreams offer a roadmap to your deepest desires. That's the kind of wholeness Jung envisioned for us, a life rich with meaning, purpose, and a deep sense of connection to ourselves and the world around us. But here's the most important thing to remember. Wholeness isn't about conforming to societal expectations or achieving perfection. It's about living a life that is true to who you are, embracing all aspects of yourself and striving for harmony within your psyche. She doesn't complete you. She reveals that you were never incomplete.